Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to do Dolphin RPS as Mei and going over my 5-step system that'll make sure your offense is never truly over. So let's get started with congratulating Yomifgc on 1 year on YouTube. Thank you all for sticking around and making this a reality. But let's start with step 1, which is to identify how the opponent will try to fight back after they block your Dolphin. Because to even remotely make a strategy like this work, you need to get a feel for how to actually try to attack. Because not everybody plays the same way, and they'll usually have a preferred option they'll default to, which is why you'll almost always start off by backdashing and just fucking watching them to see what they did. What they do usually comes down to what character they play and how well they know the Mei matchup as well as what layer you're on. But most of the time, if they have a good 2S, they'll probably just be mashing the shit out of that, because it beats basically every button they can do, and it forces a backdash or a jump from you. Specifically, characters like Kai, Nagu, and Mei are for the kind of characters I'll be pressing 2S, so 1000% keep that in mind. Other common options include Far Slash, or advancing attacks like Dolphin or Jacko 2D, but also those weirdos who just jump afterwards. Only melee players really do this. Or some people just do nothing, which is really weird, I don't know man. But the scary option you're looking out for is the dash block into an instant 2K, because this beats almost everything you can do, and it sets up their 2S in the future. But we'll talk about adaptations later, goddammit. Whatever the opponent did though, write that shit down as we go on to the next step, which is to specifically call out and punish the option the opponent picked last time. Because now that you know what the opponent is thinking, you'll specifically use the option that beats it and preferably covers multiple options. But now let me give you a montage of what your options usually beat when you use them in the RPS, so I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, we're back with step 3, which is prepare to adapt. Because this is what separates the good Meis from the amazing Meis. Picking up on how the opponent adapts to you while you're playing RPS with them is how you're going to keep your turn going as long as possible. Usually I'll just do what I did again last time to see if the opponent is paying attention. Like for example, if I did 6p to beat the Far Slash last time against a Soul player, I'll do 6p again just to see if they're even paying attention, you know what I mean? Besides that though, there's a couple of psychology rules that I follow to inform my decision making, which is number 1, if the opponent won the last interaction, they'll probably do the same thing again. And number 2, if they lost the last interaction, they'll probably do what would have won them the last round. This isn't always true, but it kind of rings true pretty often for me at least. There are also those people that literally just mash the exact same option every single time without a care in the world. Kind of just have to get a feel for these people, but good luck my dudes. You can even use these rules to play consistently 1 layer ahead of the opponent. You ultimately kind of just have to get a feel for how the opponent's brain works, because not everybody really adapts the same and it depends on their skill level and all that. So always pay attention and just kind of get a feel for the type of player you're fighting. You'll get a feel for it eventually for sure. A big problem for making Dolphin RPS work, I find, is that it's not exactly very rewarding if you don't have meter to work with. I mean, if you 6p them and it's not a counter hit, do they really give a fuck? Considering the fact that if they get a 2S on it, they're going to get a pretty nice combo, right? And on top of that, a lot of characters can just be straight up 50-50 sometimes depending on how they play. Like for Ramlethal players, sometimes, Far Slash can catch backdashes and jumps, but it only loses to your punch buttons. And as well, their 2S can beat 6p, but it forces a backdash or a 2p, which trades, which is just a weirdly, kind of not in your favor, 50-50. It's pretty disgusting, to be honest. But did you know there's a way you can throw out the whole RPS you've been playing and just say fuck it? Which is what we'll be talking about now in step 4, which is to use your invincible reversal while playing Dolphin RPS. All of this time, we've been talking about the light side of Dolphin RPS and playing the game without evil intentions, you know. But if you look at the dark side of Dolphin RPS, you'll begin to see a disturbing option, which is to use reversals while minus. Because Orca is your trump card in just about every RPS situation. I mean, that 50-50 I was talking about from Ram earlier, you can literally just Orca and beat the far slash and the 2S at the exact same time, and it beats almost every button she can press except for 6 speed, god fucking damn it. Now suddenly, the Ram player has to completely change her game plan anytime you have one bar, because she always has to risk eating an Orca to the face. The risk is absolutely high to you. I mean, if it gets blocked, obviously yeah, you kind of get destroyed. But the mental power and reward it gives you in the RPS is literally astronomical. It's like if somebody's playing a fair game of RPS on the goddamn schoolyard, and somebody decides to just pull out a rocket and nuke all 3 of the options. That's what it's like when you use Orca during Dolphin RPS. It's really insane, to be honest. The opponent does have some counterplay here. The dash block 2K I was talking about earlier actually beats it because it dash blocks into the Orca. I mean, if you do the Orca delayed, but you know, whatever. And as well, if it can just back up to look for a whiff punish, or if it can jump, which will also beat the Orca, but that's all very passive actions which you as Mei can abuse in the future. Like if they're dash blocking, you can just throw them, or 5p them, or 2k them. If they're jumping, you can up dolphin to lock them down, or jump with them. If they're walking back, you can 3k or double dolphin. There are a lot of adaptations you can build here just off of the fear of playing around that Orca option. Do not let the power of the Orca fucking consume you though, because some people can lean way too hard into the strategy, making them baitable, because all the opponent needs to do is bait it at least once and you're going to lose half of your health bar for it. So I actually like to save it only when it's 1000% necessary. Like I've been really just, if it's going to kill, I'll use it, and if I can't get in the opponent's rhythm or anything, I'll use it to just take my momentum back, because sometimes you just can't guess correctly and you need to bring out a little bit of the dark side to take your control back in the situation. By the way, you can also gold burst most attacks here and then just dash in Orca mix, which is pretty dang cool, to be honest. But anyway, step 5 is to profit, because you have the tools needed to make the opponent fucking cringe whenever they fight Mei. Get to work on implementing this strategy and you will soon feel the power of Mei Guilty Gear. Thank you all for watching today though, and most importantly, thank you all for the support I've gotten throughout the last year. It's really been life-changing to be able to work on a channel like this and foster such an amazing community in the Yomi Court, as well as in the comment section, the Twitch, and just everything. I truly do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and I hope the next year is just as good as the first year, or even better, fuck. Consider getting coached, and once again, just thank you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.